Hey y'all,
Hey,
it's
everyone.
Siobhan Muir, and welcome back to Cooking with Siobhan and Mr. SM. Today we're going to do I'd like to say it's simple, but it's eggs. And what we're doing with eggs is a lot of people don't know how to make poached eggs. And if you're thinking about poached eggs and don't know what they are, have you ever had Eggs Benedict, where you have the English muffin, the ham, the egg, and then the hollandaise sauce? Poached eggs are they're the kind of egg you make to make the Eggs Benedict. And I'm not going to go into Eggs Benedict because the sauce is a pain in the ass. But to make the poached eggs, there's a couple different ways you can do it. And we were thinking about it, like, most people don't know how to make poached eggs because it's a little harder. It's not like over easy where you cook it on one side, flip it over, and cook it on the other side. It's not sunny side up where you just cook it on one side until it finally solidifies.
Or hard boiled or soft.
It's not hard boiled where you just boil it for 14 minutes. That's what we do. You could boil it for 12, but we do 14 to make sure. Or you could do soft boiled eggs where you boil it for 6.5 minutes in the shell, and then you get kind of a poached egg in egg shape. Either way is good. But today we're going to do poached. Now, we have learned over the years a few different ways to poach eggs. And we did this because I really like poached eggs. But it's kind of tricky. So we have 4 different ways. The first way we're going to show you is we're going to use these fancy dancy things called Poach Pods. It makes it really nice and really easy to make poached eggs. However, you have to go to kind of a specialty kitchen shop to find them. So most people aren't going to have them, but we want to show you this way. The second way we're going to show you is, did you want to do the other way?
No, just
The
keep
second
going.
way we're going to show you is in the microwave. You get this little thing. My mother-in-law sent me this years ago because she said, hey, you like making poached eggs, try this. And I'm like, with what? Turns out this, you put the eggs in here, you throw it in the microwave, you cook it for about 30 seconds at a time to make sure, and you can poach eggs in less than a minute, or less than 2 minutes. So that's another way to do it, and we'll show you that. Then there's the third way that's most common, and is you get a boiling pot of water, you add a little vinegar, you stir it in a swirly thing, you drop the egg in the middle and cook it that way. That's the third way. And the fourth way we figured out this morning, which is almost like this thing. You put some water in it, you put the egg in it, you put some water on top, and then you put a plate over the top of it, right?
Yes.
And you put it in the microwave and you cook it for 20 seconds to begin, and another, and then you, like I said, you cook it for like 10 seconds at a time to figure out when you get the right consistency. So we're gonna show you all those different ways and give you an idea. And the reason we're doing the boiling water and the glass bowl is because if you don't have this equipment, you're going to get really frustrated making poached eggs. So that's why we're going to give you a different way of looking, 4 different ways to do this.
And the last 2 ways are, you're going to have to experiment. It will take practice. It's just, there's a little bit of a trick to both ways to do it. So
yeah,
we'll go there.
And we did, when we were trying with the glass bowl, we actually blew up an egg in the microwave and had to clean out the entire thing of the microwave, the entire interior, and the plate, and the other plate, and the bowl, and then the egg itself was rubber. Doing, you could bounce that sucker off the wall. So trust me, we've had exciting moments this morning.
Oh, yeah.
To make these eggs.
And so when you're using the water, doesn't matter if you're using the Poach Pod or we're going to use the swirl method. At this elevation, at 6,200 feet above sea level, we need about 4.5 minutes. So I think
to get the right consistency, which is non-snotty whites and gooey yolks.
So with that, I will start the Poach Pod. When it goes in the pot, it's going to run for 4.5 minutes. Maybe Siobhan can work on the tray version, prep it,
okay,
and then all of a sudden, while this thing is still going, we can work on the microwave version. When those 2 are done, we'll put them on the plate, and then we'll go with the swirl technique. Again, that's going to take 4.5 minutes, and then we will attempt to make the glass bowl one. It was rather entertaining.
It was entertaining this morning. Everybody jumped, including the cat.
Yep. So the water is hot, ready to go. I took them off the burner, as we probably have seen on the video already. So I'm going to put the 2 pots back on, or I'm going to put the big one on first for the poached eggs in the poach pods.
Yeah.
And then we'll start from there.
We're gonna do the poach pods first. Again, these things you can find online on Amazon, or if you have a fancy schmancy kitchen store in town. We originally got these at Bed Bath & Beyond, but they don't exist anymore. So unless their online store still exists, you might be able to find them online.
And I've seen them online at Amazon and other online retailers.
Yeah.
So.
And they are literally called Poach Pod. That's literally what's on the back of these things. And they usually come in one for each color, so I guess you can tell the difference between which one went in first.
Yeah. So we have a pair, so I usually pick one color for her, one color for me, and that way we know whose is which one that go in. All right. The trick to using the poach pot, you do need a little bit of oil in it. This is the only other little supplement. So put a little bit of avocado oil in a bowl. Grab a little
and brush. You can use any oil. We use avocado or olive.
Yep. Yeah, any oil will work. So you just want to coat it. And with this video, we're going to do 8 eggs because we're really hungry, apparently. So we're going to do 2 of each type so that you can see how it will come out. So you get it oiled up enough. We are done with the oil. I'll put that over there. Hopefully I don't make too much of a mess. Crack an egg.
I don't want it on the plate.
Okay. Just.
You crack it directly into each pod.
And then that is it. You don't need to add salt. You don't need to add water. I've got my timer set. So I'm going to take the lid off. First pod in. Second pod in. Start the timer. You can put the lid on lightly. And it now cooks. So we will turn back to Siobhan and she can start doing the next one.
This is really simple. So what you're going to do is, this is a half teaspoon. So when you're using this thing also, if you're only cooking 2 eggs, do it in opposite corners. Otherwise it doesn't cook as evenly. So we'll put half a teaspoon, if I can get it whole, and a half a teaspoon. Then what you do is you crack the eggs. Into the water. Okay. And then, so that you need another half teaspoon of water on top of the eggs. This will help it cook evenly, and you won't blow the eggs up while you're cooking it in the microwave. Okay. So then you put it in the microwave, and you start with 30 seconds. And start it. And then you wait. I wish I could tell you that it's very exciting and you could be doing other things, which you can if you're preparing a larger breakfast. You know, you can be doing the other things while this thing cooks. But really, since we're just doing eggs, we're just gonna wait. Okay. So what you're going to see, and it might be hard to see through, but you can already see that it's starting to cook a little bit. But you don't want to take the lid off because it holds the heat in. But yeah, it's hard to see through the top. All right, so you're gonna put it back in. I would say for these, you're probably gonna want another 30 seconds. Yeah, one of them blew up. Now, these ones are gonna be a little on the hard-boiled side, but you could see that after the initial 30 seconds, you could have just gone down to 15 seconds. Cook it a little at a time. If these are too hard for you, you could cook them and leave the centers gooey. But yeah, poached eggs, done.
One batch done. So, getting back to the poach pot. I might take the lid off for a sec. So what may happen is the poach pod will sink or it will float, not a problem. You do want it to be boiling, and so when the timer's done, we will remove these, we'll drain the water off, which we should have about a minute left. So I'm gonna put the lid back on so it cooks. And finished. Put that over here. We will take this, turn that off, take this. And like I said, here at 6,000 feet, it turned out that we need about 4.5 minutes when boiling it. So we remove the poach pot, we'll put it on the counter. And you drain the water off into the pot. And then that is it. You just use a spoon and it lightly separates right out of the pod. And there you go. Center is cooked.
And this one, the nice thing about it is the center is cooked, but it's pretty gooey. The yolk is gooey. Mine are going to be a little harder boiled.
And the only thing is, when using the poach pods, it is very, very hot. I mean, but I've burned my hands enough times cooking that it's okay. So the trick to this will be, you're going to add a little bit of salt to the water once it starts to boil, and then you're going to add in a teaspoon of vinegar. Why vinegar? Well, it's going to allow it to actually hold together. One of the tricks to this, and this is going to take practice, is when you're about ready to put the egg into the water, you're going to create a vortex. You're going to swirl it until there's enough momentum that all of a sudden when you pour the egg into the center of it, the water literally creates a ball of yolk, or a ball of the egg white around the yolk. It will look really weird. It's going to be more of an oblong shape, and you can think of it in other ways, but at the end of the day, it actually isn't bad, and you don't taste the vinegar on it.
Yeah.
So one thing I will need another bowl, and this is also pretty time intensive. And the only thing I don't like about this technique is you can only do one egg at a time.
So this one takes 8 minutes for just one serving.
Right. Water's boiling. We can take the lid off. I'm going to throw in a little bit of salt.
That'll help with the eggs too.
Not a whole lot, maybe 1/8 or 1/16 of a teaspoon of salt. Here is the vinegar, the joy. So like I said, 1 teaspoon of vinegar. And then now comes the fun part. So you're going to stir, and you want to create a pretty good vortex. And I will be honest, this could be a mistake the first go around. Let's start getting that. I will take this. So you're going to want to create a nice fair amount of speed in the vortex. And then as it's going, you just pour it in, and then...
This one didn't work.
Not enough.
No, it was not enough. And I think you have too much water too. Do we want to scoop that thing out?
It's starting. Set the timer to go. And once it starts to boil, you can see the egg rolling in the water.
So this won't have the nice shape. The nice thing about the other methods is it's going to have that nice, perfectly round shape. This one's not going to be that.
No, it will look weird. But the boiling of the water helps maintain the shape of the egg.
You know, 4.5 minutes doesn't seem that long when you're looking at the timer, but boy, standing here, it's kind of like, are you done yet?
Well, we won't torture your readers with watching 9 minutes of us going, All right, timer's done. Oops. Gotta find the egg. And there you go. It's drained. It looks weird.
It does, but this one's the roundest one I've ever seen that you make in the boiling water.
Okay, so we'll try round 2. Hopefully this one goes together better.
This is what happens when it doesn't work. The egg separates and then you get a yolk and you get some whites. And they'll be egg,
Yep, so
but not what you're going for.
So we gave it a couple options and a couple tries, and you know, we've got one that worked. It will take practice.
It does take practice. And even us who have been cooking for a while, yeah. Well,
So
there you go.
We'll go with the last technique, which will be functional and it will work. And so I'll get to that. So, like the poached tray, we're going to use a glass bowl instead. You don't have it? Glass bowl or a ceramic bowl will work. So, like the technique that Siobhan did, you're going to do 1/2 teaspoon of water, 1 egg.
And I'm gonna get you.
And then another ½ teaspoon of water. Now, in experimenting with this, you're going to need a plate. This one, because it's by itself, does not need to cook nearly as long. So, start with 20 seconds. Again, you'll have to know what your microwave is capable of, so it's why you want to watch and perfect it. Again, this is now the 4th or 5th time I've done this, because we have the other 2 tools that we normally use. But, should you not have it, this is a way to do it. So, 20 seconds are done. Let's take a quick gander. The eggs are a little snotty. You can see the water surrounding it a little bit, so it needs to go in probably for about another 10 to 15 seconds. This is where it gets entertaining.
Where you have to do a little, I would do 10.
I'm gonna do 10 seconds.
I would do 10.
And I say this is where it gets entertaining is when I tried it this morning, like Siobhan said, we had an explosion. And we had to clean the inside out. Let's take a gander.
Oh, that might
be it. What do you think, my dear? I think it could go for maybe 2 seconds more.
5 at the most.
I'm gonna do 2.
5 at the most. You don't want to. You want it. Well, you need it to go long enough that it'll cook, but not so long that it'll blow up. Yeah. See, I'm not sure that's long enough.
Well, we shall see. So we did this one for 32.
But in increments. You don't want to do it 32 solid.
Yeah,
because then it'll blow up. I think you got it. Let's see.
I'm gonna start with this one, and then.
Yeah, I think you got it.
All right. And then I will grab the egg behind you.
Okay.
And then. And then there's an egg like this that just. Sometimes I hate eggs.
Here.
Oh, there's an eggshell. Yes, thank you for taking that out. Because we don't want to give that to either of us, because we'll both be angry. So a half a teaspoon of water, the egg, another ½ teaspoon of water, lid.
And what do you start with 20? You start with 20, then you do 10, then you do 2. And even when you're making multiple, you want a new glass bowl for each one. Otherwise, it could be already too hot and it would blow up on you.
Yep. Or if you're going to have to reuse the same bowl, you want to wash it, get out any of the egg that's in there.
And let it cool.
And then let it cool. All right, let's take another look. Yep, 10 more seconds.
10 more seconds.
And this one, I think, because I did 32 on the last one, we'll do an extra.
Do you want the lid on it?
Oh, yes. Good point.
I don't want to clean the inside of the microwave.
We'll have the mirrorlets do it.
Make them do the cleaning.
There.
Yeah, we had an explosion.
A little bit of one.
Yeah, I think we're done.
Are you sure?
Yeah, well, you want to try 2 seconds?
Nah, let's go.
Yeah,
we'll do 30 on this one.
This one is, it looks like it's a little softer. But, you notice, see this bubbling effect? This is the explosion of eggs, so that's, there you go. If you like poached eggs, or you want to make them for Eggs Benedict and concentrate all your effort on the sauce, the hollandaise sauce, this is a really good way of doing it. You can do the swirl. You can do them in the Poach Pods. Mm-hmm. You can do them in that little plastic
tray. Yeah,
poach tray. Or you can do them actually, if you don't have any of the fun tools, do them in the glass jar, the glass bowl. Because, make sure that they are Pyrex bowls, that they're tempered glass meant for going in the microwave. But yeah. And it's a really easy way of doing it. And the swirling takes a lot of effort to learn and a lot of effort to get right. But once you do it, not a big deal. It just, sometimes also it's You gotta get lucky.
Yeah.
That one.
Yep. Hey, I was glad the first one worked perfectly, and the second one and the third
Didn't.
And we didn't share the third.
We're not gonna. We did share what it looked like though when it separates. So, and that was a mistake. Again, what can you do?
Yep.
But yeah, so that's how to make poached eggs. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you try it. Definitely ring the bell to know when there's new videos. Subscribe to the channel to know when there's new videos. Like and comment on our video. Like and comment on the channel. Please let us know if you tried it, if the swirling worked for you, if it was just better in a glass bowl, which we found it is. And yeah, thanks a lot for joining us. Happy making, happy baking, happy eating, and happy reading. Bye.
Bye, everyone.